From the whispers of centuries echoes my own voice, that of an emperor philosopher whose words hold secrets for the human soul. I sought not thrones, but true sovereignty over myself. Prepare yourselves to unveil the 5 timeless lessons I left for you, keys to transforming your life and finding the inner fortress that fate can never shake. If you're ready for this journey of self-discovery, please like this video so this message can bless more people, and follow our page to receive more content that will guide you in your personal development journey. My first lesson to transform your life is to grasp the impermanence of all things. In my meditations, I constantly remind you, from the most glorious victory to the deepest sorrow, everything is fleeting. This isn't a pessimistic view, but an invitation to liberation. By understanding that riches, power, beauty, and even difficulties fade away, you cease to cling too tightly or to resist fruitlessly. The lesson here is to embrace the fluidity of existence, recognizing that each moment is unique and unrepeatable, a gift that slips away. The awareness of finitude prompts us to value the present. If each breath could be the last, each encounter, each experience gains new weight. There's no time for trifles or to postpone the pursuit of what's essential. My Stoic perspective teaches you to live with intensity and purpose, detached from what we cannot control, but fully engaged in what's within our reach right now. It's an invitation to build a solid foundation on immutable values rather than castles on the sands of time. How often do you worry excessively about tomorrow or dwell on yesterday? I urge you to focus on the only thing you truly possess, this very instant. The past is gone, the future doesn't yet exist. Impermanence frees you from mental shackles, directing your energy towards present action, towards the virtue that can be cultivated now. It's the art of letting go of control over the uncontrollable and anchoring yourselves in the reality of the here and now. The second lesson I give you for transformation is about the power of perception. Our life is what our thoughts make of it. This is one of the most powerful maxims from my meditations and the backbone of Stoicism. It's not external events that disturb us, but rather the judgment we make of those events. A loss can be seen as a devastating end or as an opportunity to rebuild and grow. The lesson is clear. You have absolute power over your perception, over how you choose to interpret what happens to you. By taking responsibility for your perception, you reclaim your personal power. You are not victims of circumstances, but architects of your own internal experience. This doesn't mean ignoring pain or difficulties, but rather transforming them. Faced with a challenge, you can choose to see it as an insurmountable obstacle or as a test of your resilience, a chance to refine your character and virtue. I teach you that happiness and suffering are not intrinsic to events, but rather products of your mind. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. This freedom of interpretation is the key to tranquility of the soul. It's the ability to find serenity even amidst the storm, knowing that the turbulence is external, but calm can always be internal if you cultivate it. Practicing this lesson requires constant vigilance over your own thoughts. It's a daily exercise of questioning your judgments and prejudices, of seeking objectivity and reason. I myself practiced the discipline of perception incessantly, knowing that mental clarity was the basis for virtuous action and for a life in harmony with nature and the universal reason that governs all. The third lesson I present to you is the importance of acting according to reason and virtue. For me, the virtuous life is the only truly good life. Acting according to reason and virtue is our highest purpose as human beings. This means cultivating wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance in all our actions. It's not about following dogmatic rules, but about acting in accordance with our rational and social nature, contributing to the common good. Virtue, for us Stoics, is the only unconditional good. All other things, health, wealth, reputation, are indifferent, for they don't entirely depend on us and can be used for both good and ill. Focusing on virtue means focusing on what is entirely within our control, our choices and intentions. This lesson frees you from the incessant pursuit of external goods, directing you towards the development of character. When we act with virtue, even if the external outcome isn't what's expected, our inner peace remains intact. The reward isn't in worldly success, but in the integrity of our actions. I governed a vast empire, but my primary concern was to act with justice and wisdom, not with personal power or glory. This is the true measure of a human being, the quality of their intention and character. The application of this lesson manifests in how you deal with others and with yourselves. It's about being fair in decisions, courageous in the face of fear, temperate in desires, and wise in choices. This coherence between thought and action, this moral integrity, is what truly builds a life of meaning and purpose, immune to the fluctuations of fortune and others' opinions. The fourth crucial lesson I convey to you is the acceptance of what cannot be controlled. One of the cornerstones of Stoicism is the distinction between what we can control and what we cannot. We can control our actions, our thoughts, and our attitudes. We cannot control the weather, others' opinions, past events, or future occurrences. The serene acceptance of the uncontrollable isn't passivity, but wisdom. It's about directing our energy to where it truly matters and can bring about transformation. Resistance to the uncontrollable is the source of much of our suffering. By clinging to the idea that things should be a certain way, when reality is otherwise, you generate frustration and anguish. I invite you to cultivate serenity in the face of what cannot be changed, understanding that the nature of the universe follows its own course, regardless of your desires. This lesson is an invitation to freedom. When you accept that certain events are beyond your domain, you free yourselves from anxiety and disappointment. You can then focus your creative energy on what is within your control, how you respond to these events. It's a powerful act of self-mastery, controlling yourselves, not the world. I encourage you to love your fate, amor fati, to embrace every event as part of the cosmic plan, even if you don't fully understand it. This radical acceptance isn't resignation, but an active form of cooperation with nature, finding beauty and purpose even in adversity. It's the foundation for true tranquility of the soul. Finally, the fifth lesson I offer you is about unity and social duty. I viewed humanity as a great community, interconnected and interdependent. I remind you that you are parts of a greater whole, and that your duty is to act for the common good. Individuality is not denied, but seen as an element that thrives by contributing to the well-being of all. This is the essence of Stoic social duty. Your actions have an impact on the world and the people around you. I encourage you to live with benevolence and justice, treating others with respect and compassion, regardless of their flaws or differences. We are all rational beings, parts of the same divine logos, and our nature compels us to cooperate, not to compete destructively. This lesson transcends selfishness and personal interest, elevating you to a universal perspective. By seeing yourselves as citizens of the universe, you understand that your own happiness is intrinsically linked to the happiness of others. Service to your neighbor is not a sacrifice, but the full realization of your own nature as social and rational beings. Living in harmony with universal reason also means living in harmony with the human community. It's about practicing empathy, solidarity, and justice in every interaction. My lessons, after all, are a practical guide for a life of purpose, serenity, and positive impact. They invite you to be the best version of yourselves, not for external praise, but for the honor of living virtuously.